Greetings, friends. Back in May, Dennis Segru, Mike Spuches, and myself played a little Dungeons and Dragons in hopes of raising money for the Vera House here in Syracuse. With your love and support, we raised $4,775. But that's not everything. With the help of Prevention Network here in Syracuse, they donated $500 additional on top, and as well as $310 from Three Lives Barcade in Syracuse. A grand total of $5,585. Unbelievable. We could not do this without your love and support. From Prevention Network to Three Lives to all the people that donated, all the people that showed up during our jiu-jitsu seminar, you guys are a major reason of why the Dungeons and Donations charity events are always so over the top, and we are just through the roof at how much love and support you guys give us and constantly show up for us. So here's something that I wanted to do to give back as a thank you. I took the charity stream and I cut and edited it into a live play podcast. So I cut out all the extra fat, all the and so, and cut all of that out, took it all out, made it short, bite-sized episode. Part 1 is about an hour long. I'm working on part 2 right now. Hopefully we'll have that out in a couple weeks, and I'm excited to share the whole adventure for you. But for now, here's at least part 1 of a one-shot adventure I wrote myself called The Iron Horse Auction. In this adventure, my friend Dennis plays Dunning-Kruger, and Mike Spuches plays our friend Xanthorpe. And they're like these weird bug creature looking things. I can't wait for you to meet them if you haven't listened to the stream already. They did such a good job role-playing together, and these characters are so funny. They fit into this world so well. So here is one-shot adventure.
The Iron Horse Auction.
Corey, what's going on? What are we doing here?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a one-shot that I wrote myself, and it is called The Iron Horse Auction. Don't say what yet, because this is the first time we're testing it. It could be terrible, it could be awesome. We're going to find out right now. Ready? So,
Pass around to find out, bro.
That's right, son. It's a sunny fall day in a very small, familiar farming town that we all know as Timber Sprout. The smells of fresh-cut wheat lingers through the air as the villagers are starting the harvest before the winter months. Our story starts actually much like any other D&D adventure. We're starting inside the Timber Sprout Tavern. The inn has hosted many guests and travelers passing through the small, quiet town of Timber Sprout. But as the camera pans to a nice warm hearth where a fire is crackling, keeping this tavern a little warm, the camera pans away and we meet our two peculiar, randomly not so fitting characters. Xanthorpe, give us a rundown of your character.
Oh, dude, this is my first time seeing that token, and it's very funny to me. That is not my character. I am this fella here. He goes by the name of Xanthorpe. And Xanthorpe is... So each one of these ships that travels throughout the deep space, the astral sea is the word I was looking for there, they require some sort of mage or some form of magic to be like sort of powering them. And Xanthorpe is in fact our power source here. Xanthorpe is he really harnesses his telekinetic and telepathic abilities, and he kind of most of the time is just spent sitting in the helm of this spell jamming ship and just kind of like warging out all spaced out sort of odd sorcerer type dude. And yeah, he's got these four cool bug arms and these big bug eyes.
What is
And
his? This is a
he-
very strange question, but his arms. Does he have like? Does his hands look human, or are they like pincers? Like, what do they look like?
So yeah, he's got those four arms and then the one baby arm that's keeping him the tripod moving. But yeah, dude, he's got he's got these big pincer hands
Okay.
that are almost the bottom arms have a little bit more dexterous fingers, but yeah, he's got some sort of big clawish type hands. Perfect for really holding up some sort of device to um, have an auction with. If you have like one of those wood devices, dude, he's got a great claw for that.
Word.
The camera pans towards our other adventurer, Dunning Kruger. And what does your character look like?
Well, you're looking at him. Giant mantis guy, also with four arms. His two main arms, of course, are very claw-like mantis hands. The smaller arms underneath have things similar to fingers. They have a little more dexterity and whatnot. But yeah, that's basically him. Although he doesn't have a mouth that opens this way, he's got the mandibles here instead. That's a little slight addition. And while Xanthorpe is busy flying the Spelljammer, Dunning Kruger is busy being an expert on everything. Dude knows everything. He's
Li-
pretty much an expert on anything, and probably knows more than you about everything. And now that they've crash landed here, he's taking it upon himself to make sure Xanthorpe understands how they're going to get through this to get their ship refueled and go on to the next job. So yeah, that's Dunning Kruger.
Well, the tavern is full of all various villagers, and none of them seem to be really giving you any attention. You see, actually, Timber Sprout is one of the local trade hubs, so they've seen many walks of life. Have they seen giant mantis? No, but you're not causing any harm, and you're actually in a place of celebration after a long day. No one seems to pay you any mind, but instead you just hear the clinking of glasses and chants, and the locals start to burst out into drunken song. You hear the plates clatter and cling. All of a sudden, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Side note, though, clearly the reason they're not freaking out is we're doing an awesome job blending in with our sweet hoods and cloaks that barely fit and our very human-like mannerisms. They're humanoid mannerisms. They have no clue. All
You
right,
guys are
dexterity
totally
saving
trying to
throw?
play it off. This is
yeah,
the first time
Xanthorpe-
you've been to this planet, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Oh,
But
and
we know-
I have the delivery, the package, if you will, on my hip in a bag, prepared to give it to our guy, our dude.
Wow,
19
nice.
for me.
So with both of you guys with those high rolls, out of nowhere, out of thin air, appears a man that we all know and love. I'm sorry, I didn't have him ready and show to players. Does it show on your screen now, Mike?
Yeah, I see a
Aha.
dude.
Aha! Poof! And appearing out of thin air is a man about 40 years old. A puff of smoke and sparkles appears in the seat near the characters. Aha! As he pops in the chair, he says, "See, I told you, Horan, one dash of kobold teeth would land us in Timber Sprout. Exactly as I planned. I knew this would be exactly where we needed to pick up the package." And he turns to his left. He notices Horan's actually not there at all. And he leans over to Xanthorpe and he says, well, I swear it was only a pinch of kobold teeth. Well,
And as Xanthorpe sees this man pop up, he says, "Yet another human? We must greet him with the proper customs, and starts waving all his arms.
Do you guys wear any uniform? Does anything say Jamazon?
I would think maybe some sort of tattoo on our carapace, on our chest or something. And maybe a J, like the J.
Branding.
Yes. And
like that.
after waving like this, Xanthorpe hears in his head via telepathy, Dunning-Kruger says, "Nailed it. Remember though, Xanthorpe, when they are this close, you don't only wave your arms, you shake theirs." And he reaches out with his pincers and he grabs Sandblay's arms and he shakes them. Yes. Nailed it.
Give me an athletics check. He's going to try to prevent it.
And in Sandblay's head, while this is happening, he hears, "Greetings, human." All right, athletics?
Yeah. That's right. You guys can't. Okay, so yeah, Sandblay rolled a 5. So you're able to shake him as also violently, and he says,
And I just keep shaking his arms. Just keep shaking them.
So are you just
Nailed
like,
it. Yes,
please,
shaking his arms.
please stop. I can't have my hands broken.
Please accept my greeting. Humans prefer their hands shaken.
With a final jerk, he yanks his hands out and he dusts his robe off, and he says, "Huh, I was told I was supposed to meet somebody here for a delivery. Surely you might have heard my name before." And he puts his arm around you, Dunning.
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 Oh, God. Are you the one they call Sandblay?
Does the world's greatest illusionist ring any bells? And a bunch of fireworks goes off behind him.
So in Xanathorpe's head, he hears Dunning-Kruger say, "It's all done with mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. So easy to do."
And you guys are speaking telepathically, so Sandblay,
Correct.
whose feelings would get very hurt, and he would be very upset by that comment.
No, he skipped right past him. Yeah. So he didn't hear that.
Homeboy don't know.
I got to remind myself that you guys are talking telepathically, which is hilarious.
By the way, I think Xanthorpe totally buys. Anytime Dunning spouts off about something all confidently, he's just totally buying it, dude. He's into it.
I love that. I am Sandblay, the world's greatest illusionist. Do I have to sign a clipboard or a piece of paper for my package? I've been waiting so long.
Yes. Please produce a sign.
And Sandblay snaps his finger, and the pen lifts up, and it just kind of etches on itself. And he says, "So, how did you even transport a miniature giant space hamster?"
This is actually very surprising to Dunning-Kruger. They never look at what they're delivering. So that piques his interest, and he takes the small pouch on his hip, and he peeks in.
And as he peeks his head in, he sees an adorable miniature giant space hamster.
Like you do.
Oh my God.
And as you open it, Sandblay quickly snatches it out of your pincer hands in fear that you'll slice the thing in half. And he says, "I need it for my next great illusion. Now, what kind of payment do you need? I remember it being about 75 gold pieces."
75 gold pieces? We said 75 of your best fishes.
Fishes. You want 75 fishes?
Do not try to renegotiate the terms.
No, I don't want to renegotiate.
He's already
What
signed
if...
the clipboard.
Well, I did already sign the clipboard, but I have unfortunate news. But I know of a way where you can get said fish. You see, I don't have the fish on me, nor could I produce them in one of my illusions. And he snaps his finger, and little fireworks come out of his finger. There's actually an auction being held, actually just right around the corner. And if you're not too familiar, the Iron Horse Auction. Have you heard of Iron Horse Gang at all?
No, but I
No.
have heard of around the corner. It's where fudge is made.
That was good. That was good. Here, I have a proposition for the both of you. You kind of seem like businessmen. What do you think?
Dunning-Kruger sits up very, very straight because clearly he's an expert businessman.
What on earth has given you that impression of me?
Dunning-Kruger says, on top of the payment for this nonsense, we will require more fishes, for our helm needs to be fed, for us to travel the astral seas. It is beyond your human comprehension. Send us to the fishes.
Oh, very well, very well. I like the.
I suggest you get in on the fish market,
Well,
changing over all of your pathetic metals to fish. It is unregulated in the astral world.
well, fish is kind of a radical currency here in Faerun. It's probably not the most adequate type
You
of.
fool!
And he says, well, here is my proposition. For I could give you as much fish as you want, actually. And the auction is going to be selling some fish. Some of the world's rarest fish, mind you. Now, this auction doesn't happen too often, and I'm actually after a certain item. They're called the Gleaming Gauntlets. And then as he says that, when he says gauntlets, he lifts his cloak up, and smoke pops up from his cloak. You see, with those gloves, I should be able to grant your deepest desire. But let me offer you this. I give you 12,000 coins. And I know that sounds like a lot, but this auction holds only the most rarest items. And the gold should be enough to win those gloves and the fish. Now, if you stay on course, you'll be able to obtain both those items. Now, gentlemen, please don't let me regret giving you 12,000 gold. I'm going to kick myself in the ass.
So clearly, you are inadequate, which is why you desire our services. We are expert negotiators.
Ah, now you sound like my last girlfriend. Here you go, look. And he snaps his fingers. And as he snaps his fingers, a pillowcase of coins, poof, drops on the table. And then all of a sudden, these two little feathery pieces of paper float down ever so gently on top of the gold pile. The carriage that's around the corner should be able to get you in to the auction. They can take you to exactly where you need to go.
I think Xanthorpe tries to grab some of the gold and take a bite out of it.
Oh, those are not for eating. Sometimes I do.
Inedible! Where are the fish?
Sometimes you can do magic tricks with them. And then he takes a coin out from behind your head, and he shows you the gold coin.
That was actually quite impressive. He sits with all forearms.
Inside of Xanthorpe's head, he hears Dunning-Kruger, and he says, when a humanoid pleases you with your performance, you must clap. And he just takes his pincers and just right on the sides of Sambalay's head, just claps.
Oh, goodness.
You have done well.
Oh,
Master
well.
of Illusion.
Well, don't thank me yet, because you still have to buy the fish. I'm hoping. Remember, and he looks at both of you, and he says, gloves and fish. It's the only two things you need from the auction. Understood?
Yes, I will follow this plan.
You have chosen wisely, trickster. Dunning-Kruger. He uses his telepathic and telekinesis powers to levitate the coins to him, and he affixes them to his hip where he has a belt. He has a cloak and just a belt. Everything else is his carapace. And he says in his mind, Xanathorpe, let us take leave.
We're totally fitting in.
I love this idea that you guys completely think you're like fitting in, acting natural.
Clearly, we are experts on all creatures. We know their cultures and ways better than they know them themselves. Come,
Yes.
let us go.
You guys take your leave. Right around the corner, you notice
Where fudge is made.
where you guys notice the carriage that's sitting on the side. Can you guys both?
This is not an acceptable vessel for their children. I thought there was a carriage here. These fools do not even know what their own devices are called.
Dunning-Kruger, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a Mitcherland spelljammer, and I will not man this helm without fish.
Both of you
What
guys
do you
give me
expect?
perception checks.
What do you expect from humanoids that wear their insides on the outsides? Who puts the squishy
Yes.
parts on the out?
Perception.
Yeah.
I have -1. That's good. I rolled an 8.
17.
You rolled a 17.
Okay, so Dunning-Kruger, you notice that that carriage was not there when you guys walked into the tavern. It almost like appeared out of thin air. And what's even kind of weirder is you look around and you don't see how the carriage would move. You guys probably, if Earth is the first time you've been, you probably don't know horses pull carriages. But there's no
Don't
animals
tell
around.
Dunning-Kruger what he knows. You
Is
see,
this your
Xanthorpe.
first trip to Earth? I shouldn't assume. Is this your first trip to Earth? Or
Oh, it's
Faerun?
totally our first trip to Faerun, without a doubt. Yeah.
Okay. So you have no, like, it looks like there would be something, a way to tow this thing. And it's also kind of weird. It just appeared out of thin air. It's this very elaborate carriage. Stands about 15 feet tall with all these, like, beautiful stained windows. And on this front door has, like, this beautiful, like, metal hinges, a giant door knocker that's in the shape of a horse. What would you like to do?
Dunning-Kruger says, you see, they have not mastered the ways of spelljamming. Those circles are how they achieved locomotion. They require no fish, but cannot travel the astral seas.
Give and take, I suppose.
Yes, come, I will show you how one knocks on a door. And we proceed over to the door. Dunning-Kruger says, in his mind, of course, to Xanthorpe, Xanthorpe, I will allow you the pleasures of knocking on the door. Please proceed to knock. And he gestures towards the door.
I walk over. And I'm going to give it a nice knock. A good hefty 3 triple knock.
Doosh, doosh, doosh. And as every time you hit the knocker, it sounds like there's a giant echo. It seems like the echo would be like a 50-foot cave. And on the third knock, the door flings open. And as it flings open, I would like dexterity saving throw.
As he's doing it, Dunning-Kruger says, yes, one must knock 3 times on the window if you want me. And dexterity saving throw?
Yep.
Dirty 20.
Oh, dang. I love it. Xanthorpe with a 6. Unfortunately, you are sucked into the portal. I am going to give you one last chance to dex save to see since.
May I use my reaction
Yes,
to
absolutely.
use my telepathic hand to grab him by one of his many appendages?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's perfect. So you guys are
Beautiful.
you're holding on to the door. You're holding on into this like portal that's sucking you in full force, and you notice that the door is starting to close, and your pincers are wrapped around the door frame, holding you from getting sucked into the portal. What would you like to do?
So Dunning-Kruger says, yes, this is how these pathetic creatures travel between portals of their rooms. And he walks into the portal like a boss.
Yeah, so with that 20, essentially like you controlled the momentum a lot more. You were able to gain your composure and ultimately saved you from taking some serious fall damage, because as you guys walk through this portal, find that it's almost like you're walking down stairs that like don't end. Has it been minutes? Has it been seconds? Has it been hours? It's been so long, it just goes on and on and on until you reach the bottom of the steps, and in front of you is this giant, we'll call it a house, with these 4 massive cylinders, these columns that are in the front, very similar to like Roman columns here.
Are you selling us real estate in D&D right now?
Exactly.
Maybe.
The whole time down, Dunning-Kruger is explaining how on this pathetic planet that all deals are based on location.
Not anymore, Dennis. See, the real estate agent in me says it's not no more about location.
Whoa. Dunning-Kruger.
Whoa.
Dunning-Kruger knows.
He's the
real estate.
expert.
Is there anything he knows enough about that he knows that he doesn't know about it?
Whoa.
No.
Mind blown. So as you guys walk up to this elaborate front entrance, looks like a millionaire's house. It's like over the top, fancy as shit. Before you see a goblin, and he's talking to 2 kobolds. You hear him say something to him, and it's kind of too far to really hear what's going on, but you see the kobolds throw their arms up in the air, and they kind of walk past you, and they kind of like scuff, and they start to head back up the stairs, and you overhear them say, I don't want to give up my weapons anyways. I'm not, no way am I giving them my cleaver. I can't give them that. And then the other one's going, I told him I knew him back in high school, and he should show some respect to the elder dragon. That's kind of not nice. And the 2 of them fade off into the distance.
In Xanthorpe's head, he hears, you see, that is what we call an Easter egg on this realm.
That's right.
That's funny, dude.
And then he goes to proceed to explain why it's an Easter egg.
Welcome to the multiverse, ladies and gentlemen.
But then he says, now we must hide our weapons from these simple creatures. My carapace changes and morphs to blend in, so the weapons blend into our body shape. They very much blend right in, like they're just part of our carapace.
Are you saying your weapons are, or your...
No, I can't change my weapons. I'm changing the coloration of my body.
Oh, okay. I see.
So the weapons blend in, or at least I'm hoping they will blend in as we walk through.
I think Xanthorpe is just walking in, and he's going to be very just, hey, do you want me to remove my pincers? Like, what's procedure? Like,
as you approach the goblin, on the table you see just a whole bunch of random weapons with all these tags and stuff that are all locked up behind him, and he's kind of like taking inventory as you guys approach the front desk, and he goes, all right, give me a ticket. Let me see him.
Greetings, humanoid.
greetings!
Oh, man, I got a bad feeling about you, too.
I am Dunning-Kruger, and I grab his little goblin hands and start shaking them.
Stop. Let go of my hands. What are you doing? Let go. I need these. These are my money makers.
Accept my greeting.
Are we doing better than the small red dragons?
No, you're doing worse. Jeez, man. Lord, listen. You give me the tickets. Do you have 2 tickets to even get in this place?
Only to what your creatures would call the gun show. And I give him a flex. And I say to Xanthorpe, nailed it.
You guys are blending in so well.
I think I just try to walk past this guy.
You can't walk past him because both the doors are shut. And as you try to walk past him, he goes, buddy, I need you to give me the 2 tickets, and you got to turn your weapons in. I'm sorry, this ain't an option.
Dunning-Kruger remembers the 2 things that floated down to the gold. He uses his telekinesis powers to pick them up and levitate them to the goblin.
Ah, nice. Perfect. Listen, I don't ask questions how you get the tickets because I've never seen the likes of you. You probably aren't from this planet for all I know. You guys look like a couple of freakazoids. But now that we got the tickets...
In your head, he's on to us!
We are simple humanoids. Look at us, honor your cultures.
Now I just need you to turn in any weapons. You got any swords, any sharp items? Can you chop your
I
pincers
am a
off?
weapon. What do you expect me to do? I have signed on multiple planets for my body, for it is a trained weapon.
Give me a deception roll.
I am a black belt at Tai Chi Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah,
What would you like me to do?
you have a sword or something, don't you?
I have a rapier and a dagger.
Yeah, so
but
give me
they
a
are-
deception.
I'm hoping they are blended into my sweet carapace.
Let's do persuasion with advantage because they're blended in. So
Nailed it.
he goes, all right, well, I mean, keep those pinchers. You know, actually, I got a set of rubber bands. Can I put rubber bands on those things? Keep them shut?
I am
Clip
not
claps?
what your people call
Rubber
a
band.
lobster.
What about you?
Yes.
What about you, tall, gangly one? You got any weapons on you?
As he says that we don't have to remove our pincers, Xanthorpe is trying. He's been clicking away at his pincer, and he says,
Very generous, but they say my greatest weapon is my mind.
and then he starts to try to remove the back part of his head for a second.
Oh my lord! No, leave your head on. Jeez, I just want the weapons. Do you? Here, listen.
I
Let
also
me.
have this one dagger, and he just kind of throws it at the ground.
And you throw the dagger and it lands between his feet, and he takes the dagger and he goes, well, here, take your ticket, check it. When you come back out, we'll give you your weapon. I'm holding it all over here. Otherwise, gentlemen, welcome to the auction. As he says that, the two heavy doors lift behind him, and you see this very elaborate welcoming hall. Before you,
it.
straight ahead,
I shake him.
what'd you say?
I shake him on my way out.
Oh, stop it. I already gave you your ticket, okay? Leave me alone. Why are you guys always shaking me? I swear. Do you walk in?
Yeah, like a boss.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, perfect. So as you walk in,
Remember, walk casually.
Yes, be casual.
And he sticks all of his appendages out stiff, and starts to walk like he's on stilts almost.
and as you guys walk into this very elaborate hall, it's this beautiful marble floors with all these tall, very probably 30, 40 foot tall ceilings. And straight ahead of you, you see these two giant, massive behemoths standing guard of these two doors that are closed shut. To your left, you hear a sound of a bar kind of clattling. You hear some laughter and conversation. To the right, you can just see kind of a small lounging area. And then on either sides of you, you actually see this big staircase with this velvet carpet that's on it. As you guys enter the room, this man approaches you and he says, "Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to the Iron Horse auction. I am the head butler, Miles." And he bows towards you.
I turn to Dunning and wonder what to do with this custom because I'm not familiar with it.
So Dunning, of course, knows exactly what to do. When the butler sort of bows, he takes his hand and he pushes the back of his head down into the ground.
Yes, you will worship us. Well done, Butler Miles.
And yeah, he's pushing him to grovel at his feet.
Well,
Yes, nailed it.
Nailed it.
I won't be doing any of that. I am here, however, to serve you hors d'oeuvres, maybe? Or maybe provide a drink service.
As you
And-
say that, we're going.
right behind him, this little clanky clanker guy. This guy walks up behind him and here, all these whirling and whizzings of all different sizes, and he goes, greetings. Maybe I can be of service or service. Would you like some or dervs, gentle things?
Dunning-Kruger says,
Xanthor, play it cool.
and he begins bowing repeatedly like Butler Miles did.
I start to grovel at the butler's feet.
Yes. Give us your horse doers.
Please stand up. This is not necessary in this home. Thank you. On the tray, you notice he has some tasty treats, and he says, I would like you to enjoy fresh, cut
Before
wild.
he's even done, my mental hand is grabbing up treats and delivering them to Xanthorpe and myself. And our mandibles, our salivating mandibles.
I think I'm
what?
going right for the crumbs on the tray also, with my mandibles.
And it's like, as he's like explaining to you what it is, you guys just take it out of the tray. You like suction it like a vacuum cleaner.
All of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I should go get more out of the back. Would you prefer more?
Dunning-Kruger says to Xanthorpe,
In these cultures, it is appropriate to give the servants a tip.
and so he takes his dagger and he mentally just pokes him with it just a little bit, just the tip, just pokes him.
Consider yourself tipped.
I want to grab the whole bag of gold and try to give it to this butler and say,
Thank you for the services.
and I'm holding out our entire bag of gold to the butler.
All right, are you gonna let him just take it?
No, you fool.
The plan was to get food, and he's given us.
But you merely give a tip at the tip of something. I am given the tip of my dagger. You idiot! Give him the tip of something.
And I take the gold back.
I poke him with one of my pincers, and I thank the butler.
As you poke
Nailed
him,
it.
it was almost like he was like frozen in place, and you poke him, and you go, "Oh, thank you for hitting my reset button. I feel much better now. I'm gonna go get your derves." He's definitely, you guys, when you pinched him, you definitely cut a cord loose, and now he's acting like completely different. Like he's not so very. He's kind of walking now a little funky,
He's
and
probably
he
also
actually.
a little confused, speaking telepathically to bug things, and he's a weird robot guy. That's probably a little confusing, jarring
So,
for the poor guy.
However he's walking, wherever we're heading, I start matching that walk.
Okay, yeah. So you're gonna head in his direction.
Yeah, I think especially if he's heading towards the bar, that seems like where
Yeah.
we could find food.
While you see him make his way towards the back, you kind of are trailing behind him a little bit. Butler Miles takes a step away from you to greet the next guests that come in, and you guys start to follow closely behind Butler Tom. And you see Butler Tom, he goes behind this door. He disappears off into the door that's to the left. And now you guys are at the bar. Do you guys follow Butler Tom, or are you guys just chilling at the bar? What's the play?
Now, this is a very important part of humanoid negotiations. They lubricate before business dealings. Let us lubricate.
And he sashays up to the bar.
If it is proper custom.
And I follow through. Let's go to this. How's the bar? What's the vibe at this bar?
Everybody's having a good time. You can see everybody's like laughing, and there's one guy who's like going on about his story. You see just one barkeep. He's kind of entertaining a group of about 3 people. As you guys walk up, you hear this man stand up on top of his chair, and he goes, "And there we were, exactly where I thought we'd be. In the grasp of the defiled dragon." And then the other 2 at the table go, "Oh!" and gasp in terror. You guys walk into the scene. Do you guys let him continue? Do you interrupt him?
We mosey up to the bar. Dunning-Kruger says to Xanthorpe,
Yes, I believe this is where we saddle up to the bar, as if we were on the horses before.
and he sits sort of what would be side saddle on the bar.
We are saddling up.
And he, like he was when he was riding the horse, he grabs the bar with his 2 main hands, and his other hands are up in the air like this, and he leans his pincered head over and says through telepathy,
Please lubricate us before our business dealings that they call the bar keep.
So no one else hears this. Who do you say this to? The barkeep?
Whoever's behind the bar.
Okay, so
Actually, I'm projecting it to everybody because we have that ability. It's just open telepathy. Everyone hears this in their minds.
you see this man behind the counter. He is actually a minotaur, and he's cleaning cups. And you say you want to get lubricated, and he goes, "Yeah, well, what kind of lubrication you in for, gentlemen? Because we got plenty of different kinds behind the bar. What can I help you with?" And the man who is telling that story has stopped, and he's just kind of standing on the stool looking at you guys very awkward.
Nailed it.
Please continue your cool human story.
Yes, do not be disturbed by our awesome cultural awareness. Please continue with your tale.
Just as he's about to start, the barkeep Dwayne, he slams these 2 cups on the table. Well, maybe you guys will be fixing for a cup of these. This is Dwayne specialty. I call it Dwayne's drink. You like that alliteration there, boys?
Not quite a Glazorpian slime ball, but acceptable.
And you see the camera kind of zooms in to Dunning-Kruger, and he turns and looks into the camera, and he says,
Those of you at Three Lives, join us in a drink of celebration.
and then he turns back as if nothing is happening. And he says telepathically to Xanthorpe,
That is what we call breaking the third wall of the fourth dimension of the astral plane.
Is there anything you don't know?
Nothing. Now watch me drink.
and he shoves his face in the mug,
The humanoids call this getting faced.
and he just sticks his whole face in there.
I down it in one big gulp.
Wow, I can't believe y'all ain't probably from around these parts, because I'll tell you what, we've seen all kinds of crazy things. I mean, for crying out loud, did you see the talking robot? I ain't never seen nothing like that from where I come from. I'm a talking cow. Y'all get where I'm going with this? Like, this is all a little crazy. Y'all just a bunch of aliens.
We have traveled the seas with Mr. Dimples. You do not impress us, bovine creature.
Oh, I forgot about Mr. Dimples. Oh, my God. Well, I don't know Mr. Dimples, but I'll tell you what. I loved a little fair lady that had a couple of dimples that I quite fell in love with. And as he says that, you see the man on the stool says, "Enough about your she-man dimples. Let me finish my story. How rude of all of you to not even give me the opportunity to finish my grand reveal."
Yes, Xanathorpe, you fool, you are very rude. As I told you, these people prefer to talk about themselves. It is the way to win and influence friends. Now, barkeep, lubricate us. You there, continue your tale. Speak about yourself so you feel good about yourself and you will enjoy our company.
Yes, and we will listen and care.
Then we just lean in very close.
Now, where was I? As like the face comes into camera, like you both like sandwich his face on either side.
We are very attentive.
This is an interesting story.
I like the way you tell it. You are funny.
As I was saying, you see, it wasn't an undead dragon at all. You see, it was actually a beholder from the beginning. And then both people at the bar go, "It was the beholder?" The one, the short one on the left, you hear with her faint voice, "I can't believe it was the beholder the whole time."
When he says that, Xanthorpe seems a little bit like he doesn't believe this guy. And what he does is he stares at this human. He casts a big zone of truth in this area. It's very obvious to everyone. It's a large sort of like a sphere that pops up. And he says,
Human, please speak the truth about this tale.
Do I have to make a saving throw for that?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you put it? Yeah,
Charisma,
put it in the
perhaps?
chat so I can remember what it is.
So while you do that, Dunning-Kruger goes to speak to try to tell Xanthorpe to knock it off, and instead he tells the complete truth. He says,
Though this man is a fool, you will blow our cover and you will lose us friends and support.
Ooh, a charisma saving. Okay, all right, here we go. You ready? Oh, by the way,
Let's
people
see,
at
dude.
home, I'm rolling dice in real life because I just want the satisfaction of rolling a dice. What's the save?
14.
Ooh, wow, dude, he gets a 13, bro. So he says, he goes,
Was this guy fabricating at all about this tale?
what you guys are perceiving, and you guys were able to pick up on his grandiose lie, and as you cast this zone of truth, he says, well, actually, didn't happen to me. It was actually the play that I wrote. Quite convincing, isn't it, gentlemen? For a second you believed me.
For perhaps 3 seconds, yes, but after that, no.
Why do you gotta come in here and blow my cover anyways? I was...
Xanthorpe is freaking out now, being called out. He didn't mean to. He goes fully limbs extended again. He doesn't know what to do.
I do not see covers upon you.
What brings you in these parts anyways? You come to a man as he's feasting on drinks and pull one over on him? Who are you?
We've come for water and fish and I think one more thing, part of the plan, but those two mainly.
And as you broadcast that to everybody, the barkeep goes, oh, shoot, y'all like fish, huh? Hold on one sec, I got something for you. The man in the blue coat, the very royal-esque looking blue coat, he looks down at you, and he says, gentlemen, rule number 1 of Faerun, never interrupt a performer when he's telling a story.
In
Or a
our
pitch.
culture, rule number 1 is not to insult those that could eat you.
and my mandibles go.
Why would you eat me? If you ate me, the world would be one less of me. Do you even know who I am?
No.
No.
Surely you've seen one of
My name is
many...
actually Dunning Kruger. I am not called Shirley. You fool.
Surely you must have seen one of my many plays before. 'Tis, I'm the grand performer, the star of the show, the man of the hour, the man of this very second. It is I, Ashmar the Great, the talented, the handsome, the performer, the award-winning actor. And he puts his hand in front of his face, and he says, Scene.
Is there anything from that statement you wish to retract, being in the zone of truth still? I apologize.
Everything I said is true. I'm an award winner. Doesn't have to be the Tinas, the Tonys. Doesn't have to be that.
What?
My mom gave me an award once. It was some award winning.
Oh.
On this planet, they prefer mom jokes. Yes, I too have received awards from your mom.
You are quite the audience. You are very entertaining, gentlemen. What brings you to the auction? What are you in search for?
Mostly fish.
And as you say that, the barkeeper, Dwayne, boom, slams down 2 mugs down in front of you. And the aroma starts to overtake you guys. And it's very, very fishy.
Definitely down that thing.
Yeah.
So as you down that, I would like you guys roll a
Before I do, I say Dunning Kruger says to Xanthorpe,
Pincers out. It is fancy.
and he opens his pincer out like this as he.
He opens mine. I open mine, and it drops out of my hand, and he catches it with his lower hand, and then drinks it.
Instead of a D4, I want you to roll a D10.
How about a D100?
Nah, D10.
Boo.
We both got
all the
8.
way
Nice.
around.
So you guys gained 8 temporary hit points as you down
Nice.
this delicious fish drink. The girl on the bottom of the bar, she says, I think they're actually going to be auctioning off some fish later today, honey.
Are you an astral gnome?
Actually, I am a gnome, but I'm not quite astral, honey. You see, they call me Dove Ellington, sweetheart. I'm a bit of a mystic around here.
The last mystic told me I must avoid birds at all costs. Do you agree with her assessment?
Well, I don't know her. She could just be a crock. You know, that's the unfortunate thing of being in a mystic business.
Birds, not crocs.
This is a term we use in Faerun that means a fake, a fraud. You see, unfortunately, in my line of work, there are a lot of fakes and phonies.
Do you mean like your fake hair and plumage?
I beg your pardon. How dare you?
You do not need to beg with us. We are simple merchants here to purchase fishes.
Both of you give me a perception check.
I start to bow. Yeah, I start to bow to her.
Give me a perception check.
Me?
Both of you.
Me also?
Yeah.
Okay.
I perceive nothing.
Yeah, you guys
6.
both don't. You guys don't see.
I'm busy
anything.
looking at her plumage.
And she says, is fish all that your kind eats? You're just here for the bucket of fish? You know, there's a lot of different cool items here.
Unless there are elves available.
Something about a glove! There was something about a glove!
Oh, you're after the glove?
All
Something
we
about
need
a glove.
is glove.
Huh.
And fish.
Interesting.
Fishes are delicious.
And where did a couple creatures like you get the funds?
We have been funds our entire life. Look at us.
Point proven, as she picks her feather. Mind you, it's none of my business, but just like to know why this auction brings such curious characters. And she takes another sip from her drink.
So Dunning-Kruger very casually grabs someone else's glass of whatever they have and tries to mimic her, the way she drank it, her smoothness or whatever. Like,
I too am fancy.
You drink like one of like the gross old cups, so it's like a little bit, you know, like the backwash last sip of a drink. When you take a sip, it actually burns a little bit when you drink this one. All of a sudden, over the loudspeaker, you hear, doo, doo, doo. Attention, everybody. The auction will be beginning in the next 5 minutes. You may begin.
There is another telepath here.
Another Thri-kreen on this vessel!
We will do furious battle with this creature.
Are you guys projecting that again to the whole group of them?
oh, hell's yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
No.
We have to warn them. We have to warn them of this telepath.
Dwayne says, well, gentlemen, that's ain't no telepathy. That's just their speaker, overhead speaker.
Overhead speaker will fall in battle before my claw.
No, wow.
We will find overhead speaker. Fear not.
Listen, I've been told once they make that announcement, I gotta close up the bar. So if y'all want anything, it's the last call, and I'm gonna be closing her up. Y'all want anything? You guys want more of that fish juice?
More fish juice, yes!
He goes underneath the bar, and he pulls up his bottle of fish oil, and he goes, "Ah, man, it looks like I just got about one more for one more shot. Which one of y'all want it?"
You can have it.
No. You will need your strength for battle with overhead speaker.
All right, roll a d10.
I'm chugging it, dude. I'm chugging it. Well, typically you can't stack.
Yeah, so you take the highest temporary hit points, if that's what it is.
Well,
I got a 1.
you are now adding 1.
I got a 1, so.
So you
Not
should
the
be
end of the
9
world there.
temporary hit points now.
Frick yeah.
Xanthorpe, let us find overhead speaker.
Overhead speaker shall fall!
We shall do battle as if we are on the Ashinian wasteland.
And he does like his little mantis walk.
The Zoidberg sort of diagonal.
How dare you?
So where do you guys go? Are you guys going to take the stairs up, or are you going to go through that main hall entrance?
I turn to the barkeep.
One-horned bovine, where shall we find this overhead speaker?
Well, Gentlemen, I
I
just
remind
pointed.
you, you are in a zone of truth.
Gentlemen, I just look. It's that thing that's hanging above me. We got about 5 of them all throughout the whole dang place.
5 overhead speakers, they shall all fall before my command. Now, as is custom in your world, point us in the right direction with your phallus-like appendages.
Well, if that means finger, I'll tell you it's going to be over this way. And he just ushers you to the steps or to the hallway.
Do you see other people starting to get like a move on here?
Yeah, great point, Mike. Thank you for reminding me. Give me 1 sec. You actually see the 2 that are sitting on the other side of the room. They start to make their way into the room. And as they open the door, you realize that the door has actually been unlocked this entire time. You could have had your seats earlier, so it's has a couple people in it. You hear the noise and the chatter. You can hear people in the audience as they start to open the door. The 2 people that were off to the side, they open the door. You hear all the chatter, the crowd all talking over one another. You see the other 3 at the bar. They start to pick up their stuff. The guy that was sitting at the 1 bar, he goes up the stairs, 2 immediately in front of you. You notice the little...
Before we go, Dunning-Kruger says,
Wait, we have forgotten to lubricate.
and he scans the bar and looking for like the most viscous sort of liquid that he can see.
Viscous.
Like thick, oily sort of bottle of something.
You see a bottle when you scan. Give me a perception check. Let's see if you find it. While I Google what viscous means.
18.
Oh, so with that 18,
you find something viscous.
You find this bottle of Goo Gone underneath, and it's a cleaner. You find a cleaner underneath the bar.
So I take it, and Dunning-Kruger with his telepathic hand takes it and shakes it like under his arms, and then he takes the second half of it and just is splashing it all over Xanthorpe.
Now we are properly lubricated.
You've done well.
And as we're leaving this place, I decast my zone of truth and look at the bartender and say,
"You may return to your lies."
And then looking down at how the Goo Gone has created this shiny carapace.
You see, by lubricating, we are now more charismatic and beautiful, much like the dove's plumage.
And he starts strutting, because he's feeling really good about his mantis self.
Well, now as you say that polish, you now have advantage on charisma checks for the next hour.
Oh.
How about them apples?
What's up?
I will take an apple, but I prefer fishes.
Yeah, so we proceed in.
Perfect. So you see kind of everybody start to make their way in. The gnome woman kind of made her way up to the stairs. You see Ashmar the Great just start to make his way through the center door. Which way do you guys want to go?
Do we have any sort of like ticket stub type deal or anything left over from that? Or
Yeah, you have your ticket stub serves for you, Xanthorpe, as your redemption ticket for your weapon when you leave.
Oh, right. Does it like say anything about seating or anything?
Nope, doesn't say anything.
All right. So Dunning-Kruger says,
Xanthorpe, as I have told you before, no one can defeat us if we have the high ground. Come.
They begin to go up the stairs.
Yes, what you said. Plus, one I also heard was they hate us because they ain't us.
Yes, we started at the bottom, but now we will be at the top.
And we're kind of like going up all pincery up these stairs.
As you guys walk up the stairs, as you round the very top steps, you notice that this place just is massive. The amount of seating is crazy. And where you guys are up top is not so densely populated with seats. But down below, you see it packed shoulder to shoulder all the way through. So as you guys walk into this giant massive auditorium. You see it packed down in the lower pits, shoulder to shoulder. You see a table in front and a small dwarf man who is holding a very thick book in his hand. As you guys all enter, you hear him say, "Greetings. Please have a seat. Please take your seat. The auction will begin in just one moment." And ladies and gentlemen, this is where we will take our break today.